Prepare for battle.
Thank you very much, Chief. Yes, this deciding game 3 now between Nigma and Alliance. Fogged, we are seeing some stubbornness from Alliance with the course that they've come in again with here. Are they really going to get away with this, or are you once again worried for them, especially after what we saw Nigma do last game with the Miracle Slot?
Definitely a bit worried, but you know, we have to say, you know, of course, Miracle popped off as a Slark, but it is, of course, enabled a lot because he had the IO.
Sure.
Like, GH stacked everything for him. He kept full mana, making his mobility absolutely absurd. And they also had this Grimstroke that also enabled him quite a bit. This one, I'm not seeing these enablers for Miracle, even though he does have these great matchups. So I think that's going to be the thing that kind of maybe is the X factor that changes the way this game goes. And I feel like Alliance, it's actually an aggressive lineup. The last game, they had to wait until Pango was 6 to be able to do anything on the map because of the way the lane setups were. With Shadow Demon Mirana, I feel like they can always be trying to pose some type of threat. So I think it should be a much better showing from Alliance, but we could still see this Slark, which has a good matchup in the game. He could still pop off.
Welcome to this Dota match.
Was able to do it again. Indeed, Alliance's slight change of a...
Yeah, and already you can see it's pretty big switch up just the fact that they're even able to go aggressive trying, right? Because the last game there's just no way. They have Wraith King, Oracle, and Pango. Like, that just, it's not possible. This is a extremely potent tri-lane triple stun, and they can make rotations and variations. And for the most part, S4, he can play defensive and should be okay up here as long as he doesn't just die level 1 right away.
I mean, is someone going to come down here, or they leave it? Like, can they leave Weehar on his own against this tri-lane?
I don't think they can leave him alone, no. I think they have to bring someone else down, but I don't know how much either of these two heroes can help, so I think Kuro has to make the move down to at least try to break the combo and maybe just, honestly, die. Maybe just catch the arrows for his buddy and just eat the deaths a few times.
Part the tri-lane's aggression. Weehar's safe down here. Last time, really did see it. Across the board, 3 solid lanes. The 5-minute mark, there were thousands of gold ahead. Around Alliance. But the setup, as you say, Kuro, he just blocks it up.
He's got to tank it.
I mean, it works. He is all the verifiers. They're going to be enough to save him. It is. They do get the kill on him, but as you say, it's him dying and not Weehar.
Yeah, that's his job. You know, he's a 5 Void Spirit. Kyle asked, what's this 5 Void going to do? He's going to die and keep Weehar alive. That's what he's going to do to Kyle. I don't know what else he's going to really do too much in this game, though, but he'll at least be able to do that to protect a bit. And Weehar gets himself at least 4 last hits, and the lane is pushing into his favor, so that's actually pretty nice.
Top. S4. See, I mean, say what against the 2 that have left up here. Pretty fine. You think S4's going to get a lot out of this?
I don't think he's going to get a lot out of it. He's going to get something at least, though. It's a lot of magic damage that comes through, and it's the pure damage as well from the blood, right? So he has to just play a little careful till he does get himself back up to 100%. Like, when he's sitting at this little part right here, it's a little scary, but once he salves up, he'll be able to get a bit more. He actually, into the blood right, he actually took into it.
Yeah, but, I mean, he is going to be okay, but bit of an awkward move there.
I thought he was going to go left, and he
just went straight into it. He was like, oh, here we go.
Oh, bottom again. Disruption. This time they catches Weehar.
Trying to put a remnant out to break them apart, but of course with the disruption, it's always going to have these elite. Very unlikely Kuro is actually able to pull anything in. Remnant to stop that sort of play, getting the kill.
Yeah, now it's always going to be a way for them to set up kills too. Like, Weehar's always going to be vulnerable this game. Unlike the last game, he's an Ember versus just a solo catch of a Batrider. This is what I was saying. It's like Alliance to draft. It's very, very different. This, even though it's still versus that Slark, they can actually do stuff. And we're seeing mid lane. Limp's actually doing a bit better than the last time. He's at the 17. Of course, Miracle is still dominating in the matchup in general, but yeah, off to a better start. And Limp holding the skill point this time around too.
You're right about that top lane S4 just keeping himself hidden in the tree. Very careful about how he comes out and shows himself. respect for the duo lane that does have against him top.
Yeah, I mean, he could probably be getting a couple more last hits for himself, but I think he's just happy getting experience up here. If he's able to get a good timed level 6, not feed any kills, it's great for the team just because of the way that they've set up their lanes. Wraith King's free farming, Bat's getting a decent farm, and he's getting levels, so you're very happy.
Again, he heads over to the top lane. We'll pass over to Southwest for lane. Bottom. To harass now with the disruption and its collusions with no handskin to follow up. And making lots and lots of space for farm down here.
And also important is this time around Limp, it was a regen rune that spawned again at 4 minutes, just like last game, but he was able to get it this time. Miracle was not able to take it away, so yeah, much different for Limp.
A little aggressive there with the Firefly. Cool. Yeah, about every wave away from hitting the 6, and at that stage it's going to resources, of course, to gank that mid slot. Test just across the board. Nigma just did a good job of setting up for them. Yep. See this last game. Times Nick faster on than Alliance seems.
Yeah, Kuroki's just, especially as this Void Spirit, he's probably feeling like he had no other job in the lane right there. He had to just beeline to the rune, and he's able to get it. Limp just, yeah, he's playing it differently now this game. Instead of having the point in the Flame Break, he's putting more in the Firefly, and he's just shoving the wave in and just playing the farm game. I think he's identified this time around not to make the same mistake that he did last time. And like we also said, they can't get these kill setups onto the Bat Rider like they did last time because he doesn't have those amazing supports to just get the Slark snowballing out of control.
Yeah, be a slower game for Miracle. It's still a game with potential. Still going to have that ultimate matchup against the Wraith King. Heroes board does have its weak against this Lark. It's able to hit a good time. Its first few items, and the opening Miracle's had. Sure, it's not what we saw in game 2, but it's still solid. Diffusal Blade will still come out in good time.
And he's denying some farm from enemy team right now. He just actually went into enemy jungle, stole some stacks with this Arcane Rune, and now he's even gonna maybe hit Limp a little bit just to hurt him. Sitting on this high ground, and yeah, he's gonna get some good punches on him.
And Limp playing careful in Miracle. Don't dive any further towards the tower, knowing that TPs could come in. And
up top, S4, hits 6, immediately tries to go onto mind control.
Nice body blocks here as well, allowing Hanskin to get a few further right clicks in. Mind control, too speedy though. Able to dodge the arrow, get away from the timber chain. He's out. Limp did hang around. And Miracle, he just comes back over and gets the kill. I mean, Limp, of course, didn't know Miracle was around in this area, taking away his jungle. But still, nonetheless, comes back and plays a little too close to the stairs there. Miracle able to easily jump in on.
And Miracle gets himself a jelly just like the last game. Bottom action.
Set up onto We Are. Siphons, though, keeping him sustained against Nico Baby, as Nico Baby can't push on, and Nico Baby now very low. Kuro's coming in with the wraparound through the trees. Charge will be popped, but Nico Baby is running. One more nuke, though, should do it. And as you say, the Reincarnate coming at a perfect time, and at a time that will allow them to turn and actually get the kill on Weeha. Could not have hit that 6 at a better timing there, Nico Baby.
That was perfect, the dancing around, waiting for the creep to die, and just instantly levels it up. Very nicely done. While Miracle makes his own move top, gets himself a kill.
Miracle to grab. Handle. It won't quite be there, sort of 10 minute, 40 seconds. Definitely not that much. The net worth, it's in over a slight lead overall, and now walking into Limp. Limp has the lasso skilled. He's going to look to try and go for Kuro. Kuro, just his level 3 Void Spirit, not a lot he can do. As Limp chases him down with its Firefly. Miracle towards S4. They've got the 6 on mind control. Rupture to start things off, and S4, he's not really got any players to get himself out of it. He's trying to wait and hope that the Rupture ends in time for him to escape, but it won't. Enough time to render him in position and allow him to get the kill. Down bottom, Alliance will make the counter play. They get aggressive onto Weeha, take him out. TPs have come in, and Miracle's here, as well as the fact that Supernova's up and ready to go. Hanskin leaps across. He's trying to kill the egg on his own. He's not going to be able to do so, though. The egg is protected. Miracle getting very active across the map now. That kill up top and immediately coming down bottom to get involved across the board in any sort of action that Nigma's getting involved in.
Crazy how he's able to do this even without the 2 supports like he did last time. He's definitely looking to be a bit more mana starved, as we're seeing, but he's still looking to make these active moves all over the place. Very nice. His top also, S4, he just TP'd back in.
Oh, gotta be careful here. 2 of them run him down, and with the ghosts out, they've got a lot of damage. Chain to the side, is there going to be any sort of potential TP back for him? It doesn't look like it, as S4 will fall a second time as soon as he returns to that lane.
Look at these Ancients, this big stack. Kuroki scouted it, I think, like 2-3 minutes ago, and now they're really looking to stay and just play around it, not let Limp farm it. Limp has a lot of stacks in that area there to finish up his boots of travel. He'll have them done now anyway. But yeah, putting a lot of attention there as Nico Baby, he'll send on his nice Skeleton army to the mid lane, put some nice pressure on that tower. As GH, oh, that was almost a nice bounce into the arrow.
Alliance at least able to push Nigma away from this ancient stack.
Yeah, Limp will be able to farm it with that nice Firefly.
On top, Nico Baby's getting gone on, and Reincarnate still on cooldown for 20 seconds. TP's coming in, but ooh, he's still alive. No, the defensive disruption, is it really going to save him? It isn't. The final Crystal comes in from Weeha. They kill off Nico Baby whilst Reincarnate's on cooldown, and they'll also pick up FNG. Weeha getting involved in some good solid action up top, and that's going to give him good space to really keep the pressure on this top half of the map.
Really nice recovery, in particular for Weeha, just playing around mind control. They do some good damage, these two. Just some very nice kills they can set up for. Arrow off the mark, doesn't hit the catapult mid, so the pressure is going to continue, and mind control's here.
Yep, they've got the blood right down. Limp not going to quite get caught by it, but 2 of them trying to chase him. He does still have that lasso. He feels the need to turn. Nico Baby, he's just going to run in and try and start this fight off, but the Supernova's down. Alliance has got to keep their distance. They'll wait out the egg. We are seeing Alliance turning up in numbers now. Still at this stage of the game, of course, where Nico Baby's in the process of farming the relic.
Oh, the smoke instantly broken. Kuroki was still on the high ground. And Limp just still trying to work on these Ancients, just keeps getting disrupted, and it's really just Nigma dictating the entire pace, putting so much pressure on it, already up to a more than a 4K gold advantage.
Yeah, big lead.
Oh yeah.
I mean, of course, not quite as big as last game, but definitely a lead that Alliance is going to be, they're certainly going to be feeling it. They're going to know that, once again, Miracle is on track for the good timing. It's going to be 12 minutes.
He's got it done.
Refusel's done. So only slightly slower than game 1. This is still a very, very good timing for the mid slot.
Yeah, they're smoked up. They already have all these aggressive wards down, aggressive vision. They're looking to sandwich and maybe dive for this tower here. Everything is at the ready for them soon. 50 seconds for that egg, but they've got their Death Prophet ult. Nico Baby, he's already getting clicked. He's already getting pinged out here.
Jump. Got the Moonlight Shadow getting him underneath the tower. TP's coming in. Miracle did try and get the pounce on the back lines. Wasn't quite able to find it. But the Moonlight Shadow has caused Nigma to sort of back up, be a little careful of how they do try and jump. S4 trying to be that strong force on the front lines to push them away from the tower, but Miracle's not scared. He still jumps in with the pounce. The Silence is there to follow up. They're just siphoning S4 down, and S4's gone. Nigma able to just commit onto the timber underneath the tower, and I guess Alliance just overestimating their ability to hold there. You know, S4 coming in, standing by the tower. They felt that they could slow down the push, but it wasn't to be the case. They kill the Timber Saw still easily.
Yeah, like Nigma's they're just playing as this unit, as this nice squad, because when you look at the drafts and you look at theirs compared to Alliance, they actually just have way more AoE, way more team fight just overall. Alliance, it's pretty much all single targets. So when Nigma's all gathered together, Alliance, they have to just back away. I feel like they're going to have to start trying to split up the
they're
map,
so
but
quick.
Nico, baby.
Yeah, as soon as he shows top, TPs are there, and Miracles, he's up ready to play with GH, and we are, again, just moving in a way that Alliance are struggling to keep up with. They'll take him down the once with the reincarnate coming to an end. Nico Baby's trying to run, but the diffuser blades back up. He's able to slow him, finish him off with the pounce. They're just playing too fast for Alliance. Alliance can't keep up.
No, and I think they just have to start playing just split push the map. Like S4 needs to just push, like suicide push, and just help his team try to find any type of kills with the arrow combo.
Just look at them go. Miracles just chasing onwards and onwards. Rupture down onto FNG. There's just no stopping Nigma right now whilst they continue to get a similar level of momentum as they had in the second game.
I mean, they might even be able to pressure this tier 2 before the 20-minute mark this time around. Weehaw exorcism up in 20 minutes. Miracle's still hanging around looking for anybody who wants to show their face, and Hanskin stepping up.
He's just managed to pounce away from the silence. The jump from Miracle.
They're really looking to get this tower before the 20.
I mean, yeah,
it's
far before the 20, right? Yeah, 15 minutes
Yeah.
in, and tier 2 towers being taken, and Alliance just can't do much about this. Over to the side, Limp. He's been beaten around by Kuroki. Will try and turn, but Kuro's got another step up. He's able to get away. They can't even turn and catch the fight. You know, Kuro's too nimble on this Void Spirit. Jump down to the low ground. Miracle, he's able to get the catch onto Limp. Lasso will come into play. Bloodbright down low, but Alliance have got to be careful. Shadow Dance is able to be popped by Miracle. He can just fight on as they take down S4. Pounce connects onto Limp. It's
Getting out of control.
It's again, yeah, we are seeing similarities to game 2 as Miracle yet again 4-0-5 on this mid slug at 15 minutes in, and just no signs of being slowed down by the way that Alliance is moving around the map right now. They seem a little helpless against these coordinated, aggressive pushes that Nigma are just consistently coming in with.
Yeah, it really just does feel like they can't do anything when there's more than just like 1 or 2 heroes. When a third hero shows up, they're just like, our draft just can't actually fight in like a 3v3 or anything like that. We need to have a huge number advantage before we look to do anything like that. And Nigma's just keeping the ball rolling. They're all staying around top and continuing to persist around this area that they have so much control. Alliance, they're going to start bringing the numbers. They're going to try.
Try for the setup on Miracle. The arrow slightly off-timed. Miracle does still get bounced back. No Shadow Dance for 20 seconds. Really trying to control them, but he's able to pounce away from the Chakram Slow. And now the Yule setup's there. Mind control. He's got it done. Bloodbright will connect, but not before the Timber Chain was in place. Supernova's down. And Miracle, he's able to hold S4 in position underneath it. No escape for the Timber as there's another kill for Miracle. As the tree's Hanskin is hiding. Yeah, Mind control's hunting. And he's going to find him. They're going to find yet another. There's no escape for Hanskin. They're trying to get Miracle in so he can get that lesson shift stack, and they'll be able to do so. Cuts down the tree, gets another one to the tally.
That's brutal.
It really is. I mean, as we saw, as we said, you know, from the draft, Alliance coming in with a couple of big similarities to what they tried in game 2 with this Wraith King and Bat. They change it up a little bit around it, but it just doesn't look like to have been enough. As Miracle's he's just having another free game. Shadowblade done on top of the defusal 17 minutes in. They just cannot stop this slot.
No, not at all. And it's this time, sure. I mean, this Lark is continuing to pop off, but even the rest of this team is popping off a little bit more than they were in that last time around. So, like you see Nico Baby, he's getting his farm. He's got this relic. He's almost near the Radiance, but he's gonna have to deal with a world of hurt. As it's 4 core heroes, it feels like, effectively, because of how farm GH is.
And they're going to take the objectives here, Rosham.
Sure.
With the exorcism, I mean, with the lead that they have, you know, VR knows he doesn't really need the exorcism to fight. They can just get the Sages quickly with the use of the ult in the pit, and they can just look to get back to just running at Alliance.
And Limp's still quite a ways away from that BKB, and it's really feeling pretty rough. They just don't have the damage, and they don't have the team fight either to really deal with these heroes. As Miracle just constantly hunting now with this Shadow Blade on top too. 3 kills.
Yeah, they'll also be able to catch FNG. It's getting just as bloody as game 2. It really is. 16 for 5. And it does seem that so for sort of the second time this series, as you mentioned, that the games like this are very hard for Limp to do anything as the Bat, right? When he's sort of having to play the Bat Rider against a lineup that's running at them as 5, that's sort of the worst situation for a Bat to be in, because what do you even do?
Exactly. You want to be able to be playing to your strength. You want to be getting these pickoffs, but Nigma's just not giving you the chance. Nico Baby still alive. Miracle.
Oh, you get him at once.
They got a lasso.
Gonna do it a second time, Limp. Not quite able to get in onto him, and again would have been hard with the dart pack. They do get the grab onto Weeha instead. They'll take him out. They do lose Nico Baby for it though, as Miracle gets back in. Finishes him off with the help of GH, and Miracle already charging across with the Shadow Blade to see if he can catch more. Sentry is down. Still though, sneaking through the shadows, closing in. FNG is able to turn with the disruption. They do have the arrow follow-up. They got the burst. Jules will stop the Timber Chain across, keeping Miracle safe. Miracle's able to retreat for now. Kuro actually jumping straight and gets the grab onto FNG with the Simulate burning, but him down low. GH as well, and Miracle closes across, slows him inside of the Sunray. They find the arrow. Miracle, he finally dies for, I believe, the first time in both of these Slark games. They have managed to kill Miracle.
Look at that. GH pops the egg on the high ground, which actually in turn cuts the tree that S4 was about to Timber Chain up to. Able to push him away. They do finally kill Miracle.
Might just get mind control here as well.
Get some stuff, yeah.
For, as I said, the first time really in this game and the last game, able to punish Miracle's aggression. A very nicely placed arrow there from Hans Kent, just catching Miracle on his attempted retreat from the fray.
They're gonna need quite a bit more of those, and they need to get Nico Baby to somehow survive during all that.
Another combo.
He could die early on. Top combo. Nice flame break. Okay, back on the menu.
Yeah, good pickoffs for Alliance to find. This pressure as a whole has been on.
Limp. Yep.
I mean, they really have to do as much as they can right in these moments where they know that Nigma's just not in formation to keep this pressure on as 5. Where they know that they can try and get out and tackle Nigma whilst they're split up across the map.
This is going to help quite a bit here, though, for Limp. Like, this BKB, they don't really have any real saves on the side of Nigma. It's if he just BKBs and just beelines toward a hero, he's gonna be able to pull them out. You know, if he goes for the Slark, there's still the chance of the Dark Pact, of course, but every other hero is gonna be at jeopardy now because of this. So this could be a start to a small comeback here for Alliance, as they still need a little bit of time, but showing some life. Disruption combos, definitely something that we still have to see Miracle play around.
Really have the best methods of save teammates either if he does get caught by that stun.
No, they just have pretty much just the Sun Ray and some Fire Spears to slow some attack speed and all that.
If Miracle wants to go for anything. Shadow Blade BKB done on Weeha, so to really get in on the front more confidently without worrying about being blown up himself or being controlled by sort of the Jules's that they do have on Alliance.
Looks like Nigma's going to chill out a little bit here. They're going to get their lanes pushed up, finish up their next bit of farm. They do have Weeha with a full BKB though, but they're giving some respect right now. They're actually playing very defensively, very careful. Only Miracle's really straying into the dangerous territory.
Limp waiting in the trees, but much to be done there. The smoke from Alliance turning down towards the bottom. I mean, they know that Miracle just showed himself up top, so maybe
he's immediately porting.
Yeah,
he knows this is happening.
BKB immediately used here by Weeha. As soon as Nico Baby reveals himself, the Moonlight's popped as Alliance. They back away. Let's see if they can get in after the BKB starts to come to an end. The silence is down to the three of them, but the BKB's popped by Bat. Limp has the lockdown onto Weeha, separating team off to the side, but Miracle's in with the pounce onto S4. S4 can't quite get away from the Supernova in time as S4 goes down. The 1-for-1. Nico Baby still having a poke at them. He's getting in. He's able to get the Ray Fire Blast onto Kuroki. Kuroki has no further escape. It's going to be a second kill for Limp. Miracle, Shadow Dance being committed as he heads over towards Limp, but he's got to be careful without the ult at the ready now. Into the trees he goes, pops the Shadow Blade as Alliance know that with no ult on Miracle, Miracle's going to be playing safe.
He's thinking about trying to go back in, but now he'll back away, and there we go, Alliance. They bring it back with a BKB bat. We see that and come into play right there. Just he doesn't have to have any cares, any concerns about who he lassos now, unless the Slark. He can pull them really out of position. The egg was further on the right side, so it didn't actually clip most of that Alliance squad. I think it only actually stopped so when they were focused. So yeah, nice play from Alliance and keeping Nico Baby alive during it, getting him a nice needed experience from gold.
Miracle, he's heading straight for Limp. Limp's BKB is back up just in time if he needs it to try and force towards him, but they'll be fine. S4 there's his face. But they'll focus back on the objective. They'll look towards the tier 2. Alliance will see what setup they can come up with. 30 seconds until Lasso's back.
50 on Wraith King Reincarnate though. And the Exorcism was popped, so they can just wait it out. About 10 seconds left on that. And then maybe they're going to look to re-engage. Lasso's going to be coming up at a pretty nice time while Exorcism ends.
Over to the side.
FNG.
He's going to start with a probably dead FNG here. Disruption on himself, not to do anything.
At least he'll be able to get a D-ward out of that one, probably. As Nico Baby blinks into a very aggressive position, but it works.
Still getting a very good amount out of the Nico Baby. Keeping very close on the toes of Miracle. Right behind him. As the time round, this Blink Radiance and back for the AC. It's become a good timing. Have definitely slowed down the lead that Nigma were building up. They built that 5k lead up pretty quickly, but as you can see, it's really stagnated now.
Yeah, they actually just see Weeha step up a bit too far. He has the BKB, he's holding it.
Out from Joel will throw them a little bit. They get the pullback as well as the Rupture down onto S4. Find himself some time with the self-fuels. S4 timber chaining away, but the Rupture will bring him down low and low enough for Miracle to finish him off. Supernova right in the midst of the fight as Alliance, they got to split. BKB popped by Limp as he's on the retreat. Will get out of the range of the Supernova stun. It's now the jump in. Nico Baby finds the opportunity. Getting with the Ray Fire Blast and the last follow-up. They've done it. They take down Miracle. A perfect jump there from Nico Baby to catch Miracle between the Dark Packs and find that opening to get the kill done. The Siphons bringing FNG and Nico Baby down low, but Nico Baby, he's got the Reincarnate. The slow from it, setting up for Weeha, but Weeha is able to dodge the stun with the Yules. Weeha hasn't got any way to get himself out of it though, as he's trapped on the high ground. Limp controlling him here as Alliance, again, a solid hit back and really was just finding that perfect jump onto the Slark and killing Miracle off. As soon as they take him away, Nigma's power in the team fight does start to falter.
That was a beautiful dance by Alliance, I would call it. The way that they actually just synchronized dance, just split away from that egg instantly and just waited for the perfect opportunity to re-engage. That was very nicely coordinated by every single one of them, because they didn't lose like anybody there. That was, I think, what, they lost S4 at the start of it, and then they just completely split in a perfect delta angle, and just so nicely done by them, and getting the perfect opportunity to jump back in. This is the signs of life we were talking about.
Yeah, they just put the Cecil just so much thrown down onto S4, and then as you say, as soon as the Phoenix GH comes into the midst of it, they're just out of there. And just again, just watch how quickly Nico Baby's able to find the opportunity to get back in. You know, Miracle Dark Pack down, boom. Nico Baby's in with the opening, sets up for the lasso follow-up, and the Slark's gone, and Alliance come out in a great position off the back of the fight.
Love to see it. Finally able to shut down that pesky Slark now 2 times in a row.
Down to a 4K lead now. This is turning into definitely a different story from that second game we had this series. This is...
I was like, what the heck? He's not in the game.
Oh!
He is an idiot.
He is an idiot. No problem.
Oh, jeez. No, definitely big signs of life and big signs of like everybody starting to get a little bit of gold. I know they were mentioning on the panel, like there's no way this Shadow Demon will ever get an ag in his game and stuff like that, but he's got Aether Lens, he's got the Philly.
Dude. Yeah, he's
got the Philly, man. The Philly's the dream for a Shadow Demon, so he's got potential to get that type of item, and it can be extremely impactful if he's able to.
Man, off the back of that fight, now Wraith King takes the top spot. Nico Baby leading the way in farm.
And how's our levels doing actually? Because it is a 4K gold lead, but experience, it's starting to level out. Alliance is starting to get closer and closer. Limp up to 18. So frequency of lasso is going to be a little bit faster. That long duration disable too. And even the damage. I mean, lasso does quite a lot now. I think people really overlook that.
I mean, with the way the last few fights have gone, you know, Nick losing Miracle. I mean, what are they sort of got to change up? You know, why are they having struggles that they just weren't having earlier this game and they weren't having last game? You know, what is it about the way that these fights are going down that's making it kind of hard for Miracle to actually get to play? They're doing a great job of taking him out.
Yeah, I mean, they just have a way better actual draft, just period. Their last draft just it felt so light. They had no stuns really. Like when you have just one stun of a Wraith King, it feels really bad. Besides like a Rolling Thunder, this one, Arrow Disruption is kind of a pseudo stun in this one because it messes with his Dark Pact and all that. So they've got just much better options this time. And I think, you know, you did just play against it as well too, so they're maybe getting some ideas and stuff like that too. So looking at how to play around it and play around all these plays that Miracle is doing.
Yeah, no, that definitely counts for something.
Alliance, they're grouping up to try to go for something here. They don't have Reincarnate for 40 though. And Lasso is back up quite soon. I see Limp has gotten a very nice spider legs for himself too. So this Bat Rider in some of these fights might just be able to scurry and pull people in some very devastating positions. And here we go, more neutral items being picked up. Oh, Paladin Sword for Weehaw. Does he want to keep that or is he going to go Quickening? He's going to keep the Quickening and give Miracle the Paladin.
I was going to say.
Yeah. Maybe later on they'll swap depending on what items they get, because the Paladin Sword is a damn value on a hero like Death Prophet.
Rosham. 10 seconds. To fighting around the pit. I guess, yeah, with Blood Right, Supernova X, the sort of team fight in that condensed area is still favorable for Nigma. They want to commit for it. Down bottom, Miracle. To jump in onto Hansken. Remnant ready and waiting for him. As soon as Hansken comes down from his Jules.
And we do see now Miracle pick up his next item. So the Scotty is finished up after that Diffusal. He is extremely strong now. He's also going to be able to reduce a lot of that health regeneration and all that too. It's going to be coming out from the Wraith King as well as Timbersaw in particular.
Miracle.
As FNG.
He's looking for it. We get the leash off. And should be a pretty dead Shadow Demon. FNG just slow down with Demonic Purge, but still Miracle able to get back in. Bounces up. Fine. They could just straight up go for this. There's a man down on Alliance. 30 seconds. FNG. 4 versus 5. No chance of Alliance wanting to have a look towards this. Again, we are just popping the ghost, getting this Roche done as quickly as possible. This Aegis and Cheese could very well be Nigmas.
Pretty big one too. As we've seen a couple of these times, if they just had a split second to get a cheese off or something, they will survive as Miracle takes both.
And a pretty late buyback come out from FNG. I mean, he may need to be here anyway to help out. The silence is there. S4, he's just going to go straight up to the high ground with a very aggressive timber chain. Already the Miracle's been able to get round to the backlines, take it down Hanskin. Supernova's there. Nico Baby cannot kill it off himself as he's been used in position, so he's held back. The Supernova stun connects on both Nico Baby and S4. They'll pop the reincarnate. Miracle ready to look for round 2. Rupture's out as well onto Nico Baby. He's out. He's down. Nico Baby out of the game for a minute. Pounce over to S4. Nigma fighting strong here. Immediately after they get this Roshan, Aegis, and Cheese, they just get straight back to running at Alliance. And Alliance, they just caught a little bit off guard. I mean, Alliance, they wanted to take this fight, and they still want to try to. Buybacks are coming out as he's back into the game, S4. Nigma, a little low on Weeha and Miracle hiding in the trees. Alliance, I don't know if they want to really run at them now. With that buyback, they can't really get back close to Nigma. But an awkward fight to be taken there by Alliance.
And Nigma's going to re-engage. Look at the stacks on the Slark. He's still sitting at like 70-something plus ag.
S4 bought back for this. Right, S4's got to be very careful.
They all have to. S4, that's not a safe spot even under the tower, I don't think.
They're going to go straight in onto him. Silence is there. S4 in a lot of trouble here. We'll try and get out with the self-fuels. A defensive destruction offered up by FNG, but S4's down. A dieback on the Timber Saw. Kuro heading up to the high ground, straight into a lasso though. Limp's there ready and waiting, so Kuro dives into his own death.
Such damage, just jumping up that net worth lead all the way up to 11k right after that Aegis. This pickup, the Scotty,
Miracle,
enabling
he's still hovering around.
Keep going.
It's as if they've sort of forgotten that he's in the game. They're just playing around in positions where Miracle's been able to pounce at them. Now he's going to go down the once. They're probably going to be able to do it a second time. Dark Pack to immediately remove the stun from the arrow, and they'll do it. Nico Baby's out for a minute. Alliance is just left to the 3 of them to run back and wait whilst Nigma get the space to start to siege the high ground.
What a snowball of hurt that has just happened from Nigma as they're not stopping. They want another target. They want
they're going to get it.
Oh boy.
I mean, it really did look like Alliance were starting to put the pieces together and slow down this Slark lineup of Nigma. But then that whole bit of blunder after Nigma grabbed the Roshan, the Aegis, and the Cheese, and Alliance decide to fight, and the whole game just goes back to crumbling completely before them.
Yeah, now, I mean, they're going to be able to get what looks like 2 sets here. The Wraith King, his farm is over, and now so much gold enabled toward Nigma. This is looking pretty impossible now for Alliance after that. Thankfully, they do have their towers down bottom, but the damage of gold is really done. So they're going to continue looking to clear out this Rax. They still got 5 seconds till Wraith King, and I think he might just still continue anyway.
Desperately trying to slow Miracle down and get him off the Rax, but they cannot do so. And the Rax maybe does jump in onto Weeha. They're actually able to burst Weeha very quickly. Weeha gets pretty much 100 to 0 immediately. They've also got the stun locked down onto GH. GH also taken out. Alliance, they're putting everything into this chase. We'll see what more they can catch. Kuro out to the side, S4. He's got the Yule set up, still a Dissimulate available for Kuro. He's going to jump out to the west. And Nico Baby's able to follow it up. Has the blink, cuts him down with a crit. So Alliance, they do manage to again come in with a solid punchback against Nigma. Of course, not before the damage was done. And Nigma already taking 2 bets of melee racks away, and indeed Miracle just still happy to play out on the map wherever he fancies right now. With the last few fights going the way that they were, he's back on track and just standing at the top and having so much farm, and they don't see him, but they know that he's around. They're trying to run. They find the avenue for a Lasso to come in, but still it's not long enough to chain stun him down. Shadow Dance is there. Miracle turns towards Limp, popping the BKB. Miracle pouncing away, also having the protection of that Lotus Orb being offered up towards him, but Mind Control has been left behind because of it. As Mind Control will get focus taken out. The blink follow-up is there for Nico Baby. They've got dust onto Miracle. Dark Pack removing the stun, and it's enough to allow him to sneak away into the shadows. Miracle will live.
About to run. It looked like he's about
to
run
go back in,
yeah. The high ground.
Yeah, a little low on the matter. This time to go back forward for more. And Miracle as well, you know, he knows he doesn't need to. You know. They still got a lot out of that. Even with Alliance getting some good kills, chasing Nigma away. Nigma still very much in a position where they can just wait for everybody to get back up and look to proceed down on the bottom lane, where still a tier 1 and a tier 2 awaits for them.
Yeah, now they're going to shift their attention toward that bottom side. Miracle's getting... he finished up... I feel like he finished up the Scotty. Well, it was less than 5 minutes ago, and he's got a Basher and another 3,300, 3,500 gold on top of it, too. He's growing at these incredible speeds, and he's just putting so much pressure in comparison. He's applying the pressure alone as this Slark. All these supports are just free food for him. And now, Nigma, all their ults back at the ready. They can look to go down toward bottom, and I'm seeing actually GH, he's got a refresher queued up. So we've already seen Nigma have overwhelming team fight, give a second round of it too, then he can be a little bit more liberal with his...
Yeah, and to be fair, the Supernovas have been pretty excellent from GH. You know,
they have been.
Have we seen a single egg die? I don't think we have, right? I think everyone has gotten off. You know, Alliance has either had to run, or one hero or two hero has been caught by it. So some very nice usages of it this game from GH.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons they pick it versus that Bat Rider, right? Because you know the way Bat's going to play. He's going to try to lasso pull someone. Yeah. Phoenix is just always so good naturally versus that with his whole toolkit. You can either jump in, drop the egg right in the middle and cause havoc, or heals the target that's getting lasso. Yeah, GH has done it perfect, and now we started shifting their attention toward bottom as the other lanes are going to naturally push in.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Nico Baby close to having the BK.
Bottom tower has fallen.
The AC, but still, when that's there, likely to have the completed butterfly on Miracle, and then you're to deal with this amount of invasion as well on the slot.
I like seeing these are small things, but I like seeing what Weehaw is doing with his items in his backpack. He has the neutral item Cloak of Flame and Quickly Charm swap in between.
Good to try and get the jump onto Kuro. Not quite enough to finish him off. Did get very, very low there. First combo that they had. Still, Nigma keeping one another alive. The BKB is out on Nico Baby. Now we'll have an easier time of just sort of getting in. Not having to worry too much about the turnaround that Nigma does have to offer. Still, of course, the building up of punches from Miracle will be a bit of a nightmare for the beefy Wraith King to withstand in the drawn-out fights.
You see the next item that Nico Baby's queued up, and it's saying everything about this game, really.
Is it a Rapier?
It's the Rapier.
It has to be. If the jump's going to be made, mind control, getting stunned on the front lines here. Nico Baby's in, bringing him down low, and he'll be able to finish him. Crits there. Nico Baby gets one. Maybe they can go for another. The Supernova coming to an end. Nico Baby really wanting to chase, get another jump in.
He's got the refresher.
He's out with the side.
GH has the refresher if he wants to go for it. He just got the money to pick it up. But they have to be very careful. They don't know about this either, so this can catch them completely off guard if they overcommit on the side of Alliance. I think so. At least one nice kill.
No, for sure. Yeah, and still one kill is enough to just buy that bit of time, right, to get Nico Baby back hitting the creeps and on track towards the Divine Rapier. And that item really can do it, because then for sure you get sort of 2 stuns on the Slark. You'll have time to take Miracle down from 100 to 0 with the crits, the damage that this Wraith King would deal.
Yeah, and he'll be getting close to that 25 as well. So I mean, this really just feels like it's the only solution, because he's the only one really dealing that big damage inside of these fights right now. Everybody else is kind of just this lockdown for him in particular.
Well, mind control back in action. Ahead. Tier 1 down bottom, but weren't able to stick around long enough to take the tier 2 out as well.
They're gonna go for the
top off.
They gonna get the outpost back? They could go for it if they'd like to, but Alliance is in the area. They're looking to defend that one. Everyone here. I think the ward is down 2 to see the fight. Now Miracle's gonna go for the scouting. And he just also picked up a Penta-Edge sword on Miracle. Pretty solid item on a Slark, I'd say, especially when you're standing toe-to-toe versus heroes. You're just gonna keep ruining their move speed, ruining their attack speed, and stealing their stats. That's pretty nice.
Absolutely, I think pretty much the best hero for the arm.
Yeah, it feels like it for sure.
The prize is mine.
On the high ground here, Alliance, quite a nice position. Miracle's heading up with the dart pack, and they're able to find it. The lasso comes out
immediately.
excellent timing there from Limp as they watch Miracle Dart Pact in a way that leaves him open to being caught out by the stun. Egg comes out, Alliance, they're able to move straight towards it, and for pretty much the first time this game, they'll be able to take out the Supernova. They kill GH, they're also, by the looks of it, going to get Mind Controls. Mind Controls try to run himself away. Nico Baby should have Blink back up in a second. Hansken just making sure that We Are isn't able to chase him down. As Mind Control, he is very speedy though. We Are blinking across, trying to slow down the chase from Alliance. Alliance, they'll just turn their attention over towards him. We Are pots the BKB, tries to continue to commit over towards Limp, but Limp himself also using the BKB to break away. Nico Baby moving in onto We Are. We Are is very tanky with this Siva's guard. It's going to take quite a bit of time to take him down. The Siphons as well, keeping We Are alive. It's battling against pretty much the four of Alliance as they're still trying to kill him. Finally, they're able to do so. They bring down Weeha. Over towards Kuro they go. Kuro with the jump out. Nico Baby. Blink still on cooldown for 10 seconds. Chase for another out of this. I mean, of course, already an excellent fight for Alliance. Kuro is into the trees. They'll have another to simulate. They've found him. Oh, no, they have an Astral Step up. He's running. And they should slowly be able to take him down, and they will. I mean, they're all starting off there with that whole movement from Alliance to get them in position on the high ground. Miracle, you know, he was trying to be safe going up into the high ground with the Dart Pack, but it just wasn't timed in a way that left him, you know, sort of completely safe. There was that fraction of a second as the Dart Pack came to an end, and Limp in with a lasso is perfect.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better opportunity there, and the way that they shifted and focused that egg to absolutely perfect. They get right on top. Even though GH put it very far to the left side, they still were able to, because, you know, Mirana, it's always going to help a lot. He just leaps in and gets at least like 3-4 hits off as a support, and then the rest of them can stun it. So
now they're going to be the squad game rush. You know, if they want to, that they're hanging around the pit.
Though. Yeah, I think they want to try to get a kill first, and then maybe go back, because the respawns are too
Miracle! He's going to instantly pop the Shadow Dance as soon as he gets wind of Nico Baby jumping in on top of him. Not back from the Flame Break though, holding him close. Supernova on the high ground, but still, again, they find the last time they got the damage to kill him. They do. Alliance take down Miracle. Again, GH popping the refresher. He's going to have a second round of spells to throw out here. Here comes the egg once more. They've got no way to take it down on top of the cliff, so it will mean that they can kill off Nico Baby the once. Can they do it another time though without Miracle around? They are lacking a bit of damage, but it looks like they still have enough. Nico Baby will go down. FNG in the river being chased. As Kuro has got the remnant to follow up the Yules. Kuro's able to pick up another. Weeha and Mind Control, they're doing it without the slug. Even in these situations where Alliance, they're able to make these quick moves and take down Miracle, we're at a point where Weeha and Mind Control, they're very hard to deal with. The problem is, it is not the Slark alone. It's just how much of a beefcake really Weeha is on this DP.
Yeah, and he was Blood Rage during all of it too, so all the damage being popped up. But the big MVP, I mean, GH, that was the fact that he's just so farmed there in that fight. He gets full 2 rounds of his spells, plus the Supernova, or plus the Sun Ray during the Supernova during all of it. He did over 6,500 damage in the fight, while Weeha did like 4K. That was absolutely insane by GH. That was sick.
Now with those kills, this Roshan, they're being a little hesitant about going for this completely. They actually turn their attention over towards the mid lane. S4 pushing out.
He's burning.
And he looks pretty dead here. I mean, can he really get away from this? Again, the silence is a very long duration silence from Weeha, just leaving him no chance to get out of here. And that final burst of pure damage from Mind Control, taking S4 out. Miracle's back in the game, and with the full 5 of them, they'll head towards the pit. S4 will buy back though. Looks like they really want to deter Nigma from going for Roshan and heading into the pit.
I think he knows that they can't deal with that. If they do get another Roche, like Aegis Cheese and a full shot, full Scepter, it's a little bit too much for them, because they need to have these picture perfect moments. That's 2 fights now in a row, and they've insta killed the Slark, and still they got wiped afterwards. It's because of that positioning. But yeah, S4 needing to buy back there to push him away. And how close are we to the... I mean, he's still some time from that Rapier. He's about to hit 25, though, for that nice Mortal Strike cooldown.
That's going to be the big difference, man. So they can throw everything in onto one of the cores of Nigma. And it has been Miracle the past few times, but once they've done that, not really having the damage to take down any of the others at speed. That Rapier will make all the difference.
Not if they're playing versus an Aegis, though. That's the other thing that can make the difference, too. Where if they have to blow everything,
That's
that
true.
second life is going to just really turn it completely around. And yeah, they've got it.
They have. They'll be able to finish this one off in the pit. Aegis into the hands of Miracle.
Speed to rise again.
Who took the Axe? It was on the Courier. Who did it get handed to? Got handed to Phoenix. So now he's got a way to save people, too. Like, so if the Slark, if Miracle does Dark Pact at a wrong time, they'll be able to at least protect him a little bit with that Supernova.
That's true. That's going to be very hard for Alliance to play against, right? Now, who do you sort of put on the job of stopping GH from being able to swoop in and get those saves off? I feel like you know, especially with the way that GH has been playing, that's a whole lot of stuff you got to have on your minds if you're Alliance right now.
And also, in that last one where they killed the egg, they actually weren't that, you know, that our Ultimate exploding. Now, +3 hits on it, too. It's going to be pretty devastating. And when he hits 25, too, if he gets another +3, then I don't think they're going to ever kill it.
He is going to be a real issue. I mean, sure, the whole team is. And with that Roche taken, you can see, you know, Nigma back to a very healthy 20,000 lead on the gold. Alliance, it's just, yeah, a lot of pressure on them to make some sort of perfect jumps, and Nico Baby being able to find his targets so we can cut them down with this Rapier and that 25 talent.
Yeah, and we see he's swapping in the items. We see he's putting the Illusionist Cape to split push, sending it up top, and then swapping in the Leveler during the fights too. So they're trying anything here. They're pulling out all these little tricks.
Dyer's bottom tower.
As they're gonna have to have something here. 20k advantage, just Aegis cheese, all these items now picked up for the side of Nigma. Also Miracle about to tick 25.
Has fallen.
And it just, you know, this game, you know, last game we sort of said, you know, it was maybe a test to see how broken Wraith King was. I think that was maybe an unfair test. This game, I'd say, this is more of a fair test, right? Like,
Agreed.
If Wraith King is really as powerful as people are saying, as we've seen, maybe Nico Baby can turn this game around. But there's a chance. What are we seeing on the percentages? This was probably a 95, I'd say, for Nigma. 96.
Ooh,
so there you go.
You're close.
You know, 4%. That's 100% better than the percent that Alliance had last game.
That is math. Yes.
Of course, at this point, I mean, with the Aegis Alliance, it's just going to be about waiting for Nigma to come to them.
Yeah, just get
Trust you guys.
all that farm on Nico Baby, get him maybe a backup Rapier at the ready.
Refresher nearly done on Limp as well. To spend up for that.
Yeah, he was changing his items around for quite some time, trying to figure out which one he did want to end up on, and that looks like the final choice. The lasso just seems to be so important. Dive Meteor Hammer, start chipping at this tower. Miracle has hit 25.
Oh, they jumping Nico Baby straight away. Defensive Destruction comes out from FNG, but Nigma, they're fully onto the Wraith King. Nico Baby turns back over, but the Lotus Orb affecting his Abyssal Blade back towards himself. He stuns himself. That's going to be the kill off the once. They're going to look for a second round. He has got the BKB, turns towards GH, but the Eon just keeps GH safe. Haskin pouncing back to safety, as well as Miracle separating himself from the fight. But now, the roach are down onto Nico Baby. Does go pretty deep. They find the opportunity to lasso him. Nico Baby, he's down and out though. Miracle picks up the Rapier. He will fall the once, but of course Miracle, he's got that Aegis. He's ready for round 2. S4's down for 100 seconds. No buyback on him. And now Alliance have to deal with this Slark having the Rapier. They look towards Kuro. Miracle, he's ready to start cleaning up. He goes in over the walls. Disruption holds back Miracle. Miracle momentarily isn't long enough to stop him from getting the kill. Limp buys back immediately. They do poke towards Kuro, but Kuro just sort of teasing around with them. Close towards the fountain, giving space for Nigma to get the objectives. FNG will fall. 2 dead now in Alliance. No buybacks for either of them. As Nigma just chasing them down one by one. Limp pops the BKB. Nico Baby just get him with a stun. The follow-up is there with the arrow, but it isn't long enough to hold him down, and then indeed diving in. GH popping the ult deep in the fountain. Reincarnate popped. They're in for a second round onto him. He pops the BKB. Nico Baby can't get back to the base though. He's dead and down for 2 minutes. This should be the closer, and it is indeed. GG is called. as Nigma will take this game 3, and with that, the series is theirs, 2-1. And they do it twice here for mid, Miracle Slark. This game, not quite as dominating as game 2, but nonetheless still a very impressive showing from Nigma.
Panda. I got broads in Atlanta, just to the lean the family. Credit cards and the scammers, getting the licks in the band. Legacies.